everyone, my name is Sagar Prajapati, and today we have Ajay Pandey, who is the MVP in Databricks, and he's having close to 6 years experience in Databricks, data engineering, and other stuff. So we will be asking some questions to him, like what should learn in Databricks in 2025 and for future. And as we know that Databricks booming nowadays, and they are introducing new features like Lake Flow Connect, Gen AI models, LLMs, and so. So we will be asking these questions so that he can guide us, like the users who are preparing for Databricks or data engineering or cloud and so things. So what topics we should learn and how to get job, not only job, how to grab a good package in this year or in future year. Yeah. Uh, hey Ajay, so can you first introduce yourself, like how you started your journey and what experience you have it now, and then we may ask some more questions to you.
Yep, thanks, Sagar, to having me with your podcast. So, as uh, Sagar introduced me, I'm Ajay Pandey. I'm Databricks MVP, as well as Databricks champion in a community, and also now a part of the Databricks Product Advisory Board. So currently, I'm working
Oh,
as a manager in a firm, uh, uh, including the data and AI both perspective. So I had started my journey in way back 2019 directly on a cloud part with respect to on the Databricks. And then after towards, I started working on the multiple, you can say, projects, which involves the data engineering, mostly on Azure and the Databricks part. So that time Databricks was not much, you can say, mature, but now it is have, including all the features like orchestrating the tool, orchestrating the pipeline, implementing the Gen AI, data engineering as we have it. So yeah.
oh, thank you, Ajay. Yeah, I know because I also started my journey from 2020. So at that time, Databricks had only limited features, not fancy notebooks, not fancy pipelines and so. But today, after like 4 or 5 years, we have many things in Databricks. So what I feel, because I teach Databricks to many students, they still want to learn RDDs. They still want to learn broadcast joins or those
Mhm.
concepts, right? Which I don't feel it is very useful for today, because we have serverless compute. We have some other new features also, right? And I feel that RDD, I mean, Databricks also suggests not to use RDDs, right? So, but I see, many LinkedIn posts too, where, instructors, I should not say name, but, many instructors are still teaching RDD, and all those old concepts. So that's why we want to ask you the concepts, the I mean the concepts as well as the features which we should focus in this year. So I'll start with one question. Like, as you said that, Databricks has too many features, and you are MVP, so what's happening inside the Databricks, right? What type of feature they're gonna build maybe for future, right? So I see that we have vector search, we have LLMs models there, right? So could you please tell us, like, what type of project someone can build using these things, and like, if someone learn,
Mhm.
and suppose if someone wants to learn these things like vector search, LLMs, or maybe Gen AI things, so how much time someone can take, whether it's take 2 months or 3 months or what, so, and whether it is feasible, or whether it is useful to learn in 2025, or maybe someone can wait and start this maybe in next year.
Yep, Sagar. So if we'll talk about the implementing the latest, you can say the technologies that are mostly Gen AI. Now this time, if we'll see, uh,
Mm,
if we'll talk about any data engineering or the data science people, they will surely talk about the Gen AI because it's hype now and it is working fine. So yeah,
mm,
so in a Databricks provide all the functionalities that are there you can use to implement your Gen AI app. So in a Gen AI app, there's a lot of things internally that's work. So once is the normal LLM call that you can do to analyze some documents or text based on what you are providing to the LLM. Then second things you have the RAG part, retrieval argument generation. Basically, it's help us or help the business user to extract the information that they have in their organization that are not available to the LLM models. So if take an
Open
example,
source LLM.
right? So if you take an example of RAG part, in the RAG, suppose you have the some documents in your internal company, right? And you don't want to expose it to the outside or the LLM. So what we can
Hmm.
do, the database provide a multiple tool. One is the indexing part. So what you can do, you can extract all the information from the documents, store into the table. On the top of the table, you can create the index, and that index will be stored on a vector search, which is provided by the Databricks itself, which is the managed services to store the indexing. Okay. Then on top of that, what you can do, you can use the any logging, you can say the tool like Hugging Face or Lalma. Okay, and you can create a appropriate you can say the tool or the chatbot like things where you can ask the question about the document that you have. It will fetch the information backend by using the index vector
Hmm.
search, and it will provide the information to you. So this is the one example. For if we talk about the now we have the database also support the multi-agenting tool. So in a Gen AI perspective, we'll see in a current 2 or 3 month or 6 month back now, everyone talk about the agent, MCP agents and other stuff, right? So
GCP,
Databricks now
right.
also started supporting the multi-agent system where you can integrate the multiple, you can create the multiple function or agent, and we can collaborate within the one single app, and that single app have the access to the all, you can say the internal applications or the functions that we have created. If the user is asking the question, it will go, LLM will decide what function need to be called depending on the user's requirement, and it will provide the you can say the details to the user what they want. So
Oh,
yes,
so
so these are the things that we have the database is supporting for now. There's a lot of things that are going to become because we know from tomorrow or next Monday, the data and AI
data
summit is
assembly.
going to be right. So there's a lot of things we know there's a multiple things are coming, but we cannot tell us here, but like you will get to know when the public announcement will be there. So Databricks trying to change the whole, you can say the data and AI, you can say the perspectives. So yeah, just wait
Right.
and see. Yeah.
So I am waiting for Databricks to announce that he might acquire some other company.
Yeah, yeah, that could be yes. So we'll see. Like
Okay,
it recently they have
because
acquired
recently
the new, right?
Snowflake acquired one company, right? So these both are competitors. So if Snowflake is doing something, so Databricks will do definitely. If Databricks is doing something, then Snowflake do.
Right, right. So
So,
if we'll say here like Databricks is like more advanced, they are acquiring the company which is basically helping users to solve their real case use case, right? In a real time use case, what they are actually they are facing. So if you'll see they have recently acquired the Neon, which is the company. Basically, it's create you can say the PostgreSQL like things. So
hmm,
when we are deploying any you can say agent or the applications apps in a database, it's basically required to create a container. In a container they use just a multiple you can say the databases. So that's why they are now working on that. That will help us users to uh, you can say speed up the deployment process of the application that we have. So earlier you said like about the beginners what they from where they should start and how much time it will take. So Databricks is not about the AI, it's all about the data and AI both. So if anyone want to start with their career in a data as well as the AI, they can start with Databricks provide all the you can say the features or they help us users to scale up their you can say the technologies perspective when they are starting with the Databricks. They have the community, they can go and search anything as well as there's a lot of you can say as you also provide the you can say the courses, right? I have seen it. It is very useful. They can go and surely check it. It will help a lot to start with the them. So if we'll talk about the timing, how much time they should invest while starting to the database, I would say if you implementing end-to-end project in a Gen AI or the in data engineering, at least 3 to 6 months is required to have a full flex
true.
knowledge about the optimization, implementation project from source to the end. When we are talking about the end, it's all about how they are reporting, how the model is deploying on the top of the data that we have. So yeah,
Yeah, thanks, Ajay. So I believe that who's watching this video, this podcast, it will help those users. So first of all, and there another question which I'm also confused. Like Databricks has a AIB dashboard, right?
right.
So we can build some kind of dashboards in Databricks itself. So like, and we have Power BI too, and database also has an integration with Power BI. Recently, they have introduced a connector kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
So, like, so moving forward, will there be many more use case coming in database dashboard only, so that people can migrate from Power BI to Power BI to to dashboard, or is it not possible as of like in coming future
Uh,
too?
no, it is
Because
possible
Power BI is
because
very, very, very important, very, very powerful tool, right? Even
right.
Tableau is also a competitor. So, so what is my perspective now? It is not gonna happen very soon, but Databricks maybe can can do something, right?
Surely,
So,
surely, surely. So if you'll see the internal things now, database is mostly focusing on the you can say the reporting part, the data warehousing part. There's a lot of things coming in a way to coming. A lot of the feature it already in a you can say the public preview when you talk about the CTs, store procedure, functions, and there's a lot of
mhm, right, right.
measures that you can create in a you can say in a warehousing. So a lot of things are
Mhm.
coming. Currently, Database is not supporting all the things that are available in a Power BI, but in an upcoming month or year, you will see there will be a lot of things that are supported as well as the advanced things you will get it. So now you are getting the Genie part, right? So Genie is basically the part of the AI and BI. So if you have the report,
Correct.
you can directly ask a question to the Genie. You don't have to go and select the filter and other stuff, right? You don't have to go to the developers to do some changes or create some reports. So you can, if you have direct access to the data, you can ask in a simple natural language. It will create for you all the things, right? So yeah, database is working on a more advanced features in the AI BI part, so it will be coming soon. So yeah.
Yeah, because I read one of the post in LinkedIn, and it is maybe from Databricks, only Databricks guy. I am not sure about it. So he said that related to ADF, like in many companies, people are
Hmm.
using ADF just to, get the data from, from one place to another, right?
Right.
And I feel that if I'm using Databricks, so the same thing can be happen using REST APIs. I feel, every tool, every source system has a APIs, right? If it's a SQL database, it might have a API, right? And if we want to fetch data from maybe from ADLS, we might have some, connections. I mean, we can so we can have some we have some classes, we have some libraries by which we can actually leverage,
Right. Hmm.
we can pull the data. So is ADF uh, we should learn, or we should include in our project, in our Databricks or data engineering project, if we are using Databricks have heavily, or is it not required? Because I see the now, so nowadays workflow is very mature. Database workflow. We have DLT pipe. So even though we have Lakeflow Connect, so I know that we have only limited connectors as of today, but eventually we will be having too many connectors, right? So can I say that don't use ADF, or don't learn ADF, and stop learning ADF now, or maybe don't push too much towards ADF. Stick to Databricks, do everything end to end, and you will, I mean, definitely do everything, and you can get a job, or maybe you can get too many projects easily, if you know these things end to end in ADB only, or means Databricks only, DBX.
Yep. So I would recommend like working on a database only. So initially we were using the ADF because it was very great tool to connect with the multiple sources. They have a connector as well as mostly we were using for orchestrating the jobs that we have. Earlier database, we were not having that much mature workflow that we have now. So we were depending on a data, you can say the ADF to do the things. But if we talk about the today's, I don't think ADF is required. If you know the database very well, you can implement all the things. You have a, you can say currently you are seeing, right? So they have the Lakeflow connector, Lakeflow, and the other stuff. Basically, that is the
Mhm.
native connector that database is providing. It's not a only connector, it's all about how we are fetching the data from source to the database. It's changing the way. So earlier what we are using the ADF or the database to extract the data, put it in our, you can say the bronze layer or the lower layer, then after that we are applying the SCD and the other stuff, right? So this is the way. Or what we were doing, we were just maintaining when you can say the log table, we are incrementally
Mm.
updating the last updated, you can say the row from where we have taken the data from the source. After that, we were incrementally loading it and maintaining the metadata, all the information. But now in the lake flow, it's all not required. It is using the DLT
All
underneath.
together.
It's maintaining all the things. It is in a real time. So when you're running the pipeline, it's only fetches the incremental data from the source. So whatever the data movement is there from source to the Databricks, it is all decreased by, you can say, the 90% or the 95%, because now it's only necessary data needs to be fetched from the source and the Databricks. And when we are processing the data from bronze to the gold layer, it is all about the incremental data. So suppose you have a two record, right? From tomorrow to 2 days, right? So it will only process these two record only. So if you'll see the internal part of the using the infra, because now we have all the serverless, right? We don't have to worry about
Mm.
the what type of the cluster, what type of the VM,
Yeah,
DBR version that we have to select it, right? So all is being maintained by the Databricks. If we'll talk about the earlier, the people were worry about the cost, like serverless is too costly. There's a lot of
Right.
things now. Databricks has also started supporting the standard, you can say the serverless, which is 90% cheaper than the normal serverless that we have. So now Databricks changing all the way from source to the destination. Orchestration part, if you'll say there's just some, you can say the limitation are there, but if you'll see, as I can see as an internal part of being the Databricks, so as I can see in a upcoming 2 or 3 or within the data AI summit, you will see there's a lot of new enhancement is coming to the workflow part, where all the things that are there in ADF will be supported as well as the more advanced way.
True, true, true. I also believe the same. So I also say to my audience, to my students, then don't learn, ADF. And even though if you want to learn ADF, you can learn it in maybe in 10 days easily. It
Right.
won't take much time because it's very simple to drag and drop, right? But data, if you want to learn database, it may take at least 3 months or 4 months. It's not like halwa, right? So
Mhm.
it will take more time to learn, to
Yes, it will
grab the
take a
knowledge.
more time, but it is more about the coding perspective, not a UI based, where you have the limitation. Suppose in an
Mhm.
ADF you
Right,
want to do some manipulation or some basic things, right? You cannot do it because UI doesn't allow you. But in a database, it's all using the Python and the DLT, right? You have the flexibility to change anything whatever you want. So these are the functionality you will get a database, but like it will take a time. You have to be patient. Yeah.
right. So, okay, one more question, since you said that Python or the SQL, right? So people ask me, even the interviewer also asked me this question a long back that, do you know Scala or PySpark? Which one is faster? Like, and if
Right.
I'm suppose if you're starting today,
Mm.
Databricks, to learn Databricks or Spark, which language would you learn first, like PySpark or Scala, for beginners at least?
Uh, for the beginners, I would suggest use the Python because Python is widely used, not in a database. If you see the other
And so
tools
also it's
like
it's easy to learn, I feel, right?
exactly, it
PySpark
is
and
easy
Python.
to. Right. So most of the
Scala is
people's
kind of
now just like migrating from Scala to the Python or the PySpark. So if you see the other tools like the Fabric that we have, they natively support the PySpark. So in a PySpark, you will get a flexibility to use a Python because Python is widely used. Whatever the student now they are graduating from the schools or the colleges, right? They know already Python. What is the Python? They never heard
Mhm.
about the Scala. So if they have to start with the Scala, they have to learn all the things. They will invest 6 to 7 months to learn the Scala, then they can use it. But I don't think that is required now. So if they know very well SQL or the Python, all done.
So which is faster, like PySpark or Scala? Like if we
No,
have a
no, no,
data
no,
frame,
no. Yes.
both
So
the
right. So when we are
both the
talking about the
places.
data in a Databricks perspective, the you can say the speed is same because underneath what the database do, it is just API that exposing to the user.
Uh,
Underneath the query that you are writing, the program that you're writing, it's going to the Spark. Spark is calculating into the physical form, and the physical form is the same language that they are using. You don't have to worry about the
Correct,
whatever
correct.
the language that you are using. If you are good with any language, you can start with. There is a no difference between the, you can say these languages as a perspective of being fast or slow.
Correct, 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 Ajay. So let's ask another question. Only one last question I'll ask because I feel that is not very much important, but companies ask. and maybe you are the right
Mhm.
person because you are a Databricks champ. So, is Databricks certificate matters a lot in terms of knowledge?
Yes, if I have to say,
Yes,
yes, it's matter a lot because Databricks certification is not just other certification that they just like if you compare with the practical part of the things, right? So whatever the practice, whatever the things you are using in a real time, that the same question is being asked in a certification. So whenever you will go to the company, the other company, when you're switching the job or trying to get a new job, it's help a lot when you are clearing the professional associate MLs or anything, right? The interviewer in the first impression, if you they see like you are certified of the database, they will surely help a lot. It will put you in a top of the candidate that they are going to select. It will change the mind of the interviewer because they know the the person which is I'm going to take an interview, he know very well about the this database.
right, right.
Yeah.
Right, right. True, true, true. Because in the past, I had given, DP 203 Azure certificates,
Mhm.
SAS, SAS, AS, Tableau model, Power BI, and
Right,
DP
right. Yeah, I
203.
know, I know.
But so during that time, what I used to do, I used to
Mhm.
mug up the questions or answers from some of the website exam topic,
Mhm.
right?
Right, right.
Done. So we get a dumps and we learn every question and just
Mhm.
open the I
Mhm.
mean start
Mhm.
the exam and put all the questions or answer over there. So I feel that if we are doing that way, maybe it is not a good way to do, but
Right.
usually people do because they do not want to waste dollars, right? So
Right.
because the exam is very costly. But if
Mm.
someone is preparing well and then giving, then it is worthful. Like, it will helpful.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
like,
Right. So if you'll go to the interviewer, right? If they ask one or two questions, they will get to know whatever you know. They will
true, true.
just like within second they will get. I know. I have taken a lot of interview of the people. So I know
Correct, correct.
how
So,
whatever
so
they are
I also
mentioning, it is
I
matching with
also asked
uh, that.
I also asked question to someone recently.
Mm, mm,
I only have one question. How big data you have, how much big data you
mm,
have processed? When someone say like 1 TB, 100
mm,
GB.
mm, mm, mm,
So then I asked only question, how many columns and how
mm.
many rows were there? They were like 10 columns and million rows, and 10 column million rows, and it's like 100 GB. How
Mm,
come, bro? Then, I mean, they know, I mean, so we know, right? I mean,
right.
they
Mm,
not
mm,
the knowledge, and because of the hype, what people are creating in the market, they're saying this so that they think that interviewer will get impressed, right? But I suggest everyone don't say, never say, until unless I mean, you are giving interview in very big company. If you are very, I mean, giving a service-based company or small company, be honest and, 10, 20 GB data. I mean, to process 10, 20 GB data also, it's a challenge, to be honest. It's not
right.
that easy. Like if you write
Mm,
simple code,
mm.
it's not gonna help you. It will take like 2, 3, 4 hours to process. So be honest there and whatever just tell them. And now we have serverless, we have AIs to, to write the optimized code. So it's okay. I mean, you not, I feel you do not need to learn many things today because we have AI, we have GPT. I mean, if you want to write a basic code, you can give a prompt and
Yes,
then the
yes.
code
Right.
gets generated. At least to learn the like you should know, the concept, whether you need to use here jet ordering or you need to use here liquid clustering. Those concepts, I feel if you know, then you're good. And yeah, I feel.
Right. Right. That's right. So like knowing the things and implementing is a two different way. If you learn anything, you should practice it. That's simple as it is.
Right,
Right. So if you'll implement the any things that you have learned, it will help you a lot to, you can say, see what are the actual effect is being made when we are using the optimization or the whatever you will learn, right? So now Databricks is maintaining all the things, like you don't have to worry about the data ordering now. They have the auto optimized things. So it's internally do all the things. You don't have to worry about the optimizing the things, optimizing the tables, creating the jet ordering, then like being worry about what column I need to select when applying the optimize, right?
right,
So it's all done by the Databricks itself. They have the internal tool, the AI tool that's automatically look up for all the tables. Currently, it is supported for the minus table only, but like It do all the things for you. It will run the vacuum, it will run optimize, it will run all the things for you. You don't have to worry. But when you are preparing for the interview things, then you should know the how that things internally works. So when we are talking about the auto
Correct,
optimize,
correct,
right?
right,
It's
right.
it's internally then the jet ordering, vacuum, all the things are being run internally. So you should know what are the internally things that they are doing, how the data is being optimized, what are the actual when you're using the partitioning, when should we use the partitioning? We cannot use the partitioning in a 2 or 3 or 4 GB or 10 GB of the data, right? Until we don't have in a terabyte of data, we shouldn't go for the you can say the partitioning. But what I'm seeing like the when I'm giving the you can say asking the question, they said like if you have a 2, 3 or 10 GB of data, we should use the partitioning. I don't understand why we require a partitioning. Yeah.
True, true, true. No, it's, I mean, I know people are doing it, but eventually they will also learn because I also feel serverless. We do not need to anything in database. The database only helping users or their customers, say they do not need to write much code. They don't need to worry about many things, right? And they will only handle everything. So I think they introduce merge into schema
Right.
evaluation command
Right.
also,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Before it was not handled by Databricks or Spark, right? We have to
Yes.
use Delta library, I feel, to merge it. So like, they are working on it, and hopefully in next 1 year, we will have too many new features, too many new things coming in Databricks, and we will be seeing it, maybe in tomorrow, India, right?
Mm.
Is
Ah,
9th,
yes.
right?
Yes. In evening in the India time. So yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of things are coming in data and AI summit. There is a new changes in a community, you will see it. Like there's a lot of changes being happen in a community edition of the Databricks. So you will see it very soon. Yeah.
Sure. So, Ajay, we have only 5 minutes left. Do you want to add any any things to my users for 1 minute, and then we can wrap it up?
Yes, certainly. I would suggest like if you are the working professional or starting your career in a Databricks or data engineering domain, first of all, you should be sure like what you want to achieve in your life. Are you made for the data engineering or AI things or
Correct.
not? So first of all, that is very important. If
Don't
you
don't
like
jump into data engineering because your friend is earning lakhs.
right. They're the things. They're the things. So that's my you can say the will be the advice to the all the users that they have. They should know what they are doing in their life. If you are very good,
Correct.
if you interested in doing the things in a data engineering domain, AI domain, then you should go. Otherwise, just do whatever you wanted to do in your life.
Correct, true, true. Because don't go with the hype, right? You have
Exactly.
some
Yes.
different thing, and your friend maybe have some different brain, different knowledge, right? And I feel after 2, 3 years, if you are into same company, into same project, then this is a repeated task we have to do, and it's kind of boring. So
Yes.
at least if you
Right.
are into software
Mm,
engineering side, you can
mm.
build your own application, own software, own website, right, by your own. But in data engineering, I don't think so. We can do something by our own, right? Because it's all
Right.
about the data. Until unless we get the data, we cannot do anything. We have to rely on the customers, right? But at least if you are software engineer, STE, so you can build something, like website, application, and other stuff.
Yes. 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 That's right. That's true. That's true.
Okay, Ajay, thank you so much. I mean, this is Sunday, and we have been talking since 30 minutes, and thank you so much. And yep, and we will wind up this now. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Sagar.